And then if I click Greek, okay, so if I click the types for ingredients, we don't have the ingredient show pages yet, so these won't work. And we probably want to say something like food over here. So let's add that. So style name plus food. Okay, so we're missing a space here. Perfect. All right, so now let's add the ingredients, the ingredient show page. So we will literally copy this whole thing. And then under ingredients, create a new file. We'll call it show.html.erb. Paste this. And we'll say ingredient. Now we don't have this instance variable as yet, so we'll have to create that. So ingredient name, and we don't need the food over here. And we'll leave the @recipes instance variable because we're going to create that. So over here at styles.recipes.each, it's going to be ingredient.recipes.each. And everything else should remain the same. Okay, so let's go to the ingredients controller, add the show action, and create the instance variable ingredient and recipes. All right, so we'll go to under controllers, ingredients controller. So we already have the ingredient instance variable. So let's create the recipes. Ingredient dot recipes dot paginate page params page, and we'll say per page 4. Okay, let's go to the index page. So recipes, index page, and then here are the ingredients. So if I click on there, okay, perfect. So the recipes for chicken, recipes for lamb, and the same one shows up. This is the only association we have. Now at this point, I would encourage you to create a few more associations so you can test out pagination. And then that looks good for the index page. Now we want to have the same thing happening when we go to the show recipe page. Like right now we don't have anything going, we don't display the style or the ingredients here, and we want to show that here. So let's add that. So we'll go back to our app. Under views, recipes, show HTML ERB. Okay. So here, under where we say recipe summary, under image, we want to show the style and the ingredients right above the steps. Okay, so let's show that here. Now we already have the partial, right? We have the style partial and the ingredient partial, so we can just reuse these. So from the index page where we added this code right here, we'll just copy these two lines. Then go back to the show page, the show recipes page, and then paste it here. Now, one thing we have to update here, we see that here we're saying recipe styles, recipe ingredients, but the instance variable we have here is at recipe, right? So we have to update this to at recipe styles, and then add recipe ingredients. Okay, so let's see what that did. Save and then reload this page. Okay, now if we go to the show page, okay, right here we see the styles. And again, if I hover over them, you see at the bottom you can see the links. The styles 1, 2, ingredients 1, 2. Now if I click on them, there you go, it takes me to the show page. Perfect. So this is working, the show actions are working the way that we want it to. Okay, so now I want to be able to display these two temporary placeholder links that we have. We want one to display all the styles that we have and another one to display all the ingredients that we have. And we want them to link to the show style and show ingredients pages for each one's listed. So that when we click on it, we can just go to all the recipes of that style or all the recipes that have those ingredients. Okay, so let's make that update. We'll go to the navigation. So that, if you remember, is under Views, Layouts, Navigation, HTML, ERB. Okay, so first thing I want to do is for the first link 1, I want this to change to UL class, and I want this to. Okay, and then we'll basically copy this part right here. This is our drop-down menu for the user, and we'll do something very similar to this. So I'll copy this over. Then right here, actually, we want to copy from here, the li class. Okay, and over here we don't want current user chef name. Over here we want this to say styles. Okay, and then we want to say UL class drop down menu, and over here I'll get rid of all this code. We'll change this. We're gonna do something like this: style.all.each do style. So basically iterate through all the styles that we have and then do something. So what do we want to do? We want to list out each style, right? And then we want to link it to the show style page. So we'll do link to and style.name, and then we want it to go to the style path and give it the style object. Okay, So similarly, we want to do the exact same thing here. Copy this and then paste it in the place of the second link that we have, right? Okay. But here we're dealing with ingredients and not styles. So link to, this is good. We'll change the styles to ingredients. And then over here, ingredient.all.each. Now you can leave this as style, that will work, but just to be syntactically correct, we're gonna type in ingredient over here. We're gonna name it ingredient basically. Link to ingredient.name, ingredient path, and we'll pass in the ingredient object. Okay, so let's see what that looks like. So I'll reload the page. Perfect. So I have the styles. And then I have the ingredients that we created. So let's see if the links are working. If I type in Chinese, okay, it goes to that associated recipe. Greek, perfect. Indian, we don't have any recipes associated with it, so it goes nowhere. Chicken, works. Lamb, works. Okay, perfect. Now you can see how you can search by different types of styles and ingredients at this point because of this. Okay, now one last thing is that see how the margins here for the nav items got a little wider. That's because UL comes with its own padding. So we're gonna have to update that because right now it looks kind of ugly. We want it to be even what we have here. So let's go to our style sheets and custom CSS, SCSS. Now right under here, I want to create a new style. And we'll call this nav UL item. Now over here, the only thing I want to change from margin left, I want to make it padding left, 25 pixel. So we're specifying the padding, okay? Now, we're gonna have to give this class to the navigation item. So over here, we have the two, so nav UL item, nav UL item. All right, so now let's reload the page. Okay, perfect. Now it's very even between the three. All right, great. I'll see you in the next lesson.